I am Tommy.
And I'm Harry.
And we are Two Fat Bears. And this is episode 16 of our weight loss video podcast on the South Beach diet.
Yeah. Today is, July 28th.
Very good.
And Homer's movie started yesterday.
So, yeah, we're going to go see The Simpsons tomorrow night, which we've talked about before.
Yeah. And then we're having a gathering at a local restaurant, and we'll have to be careful what we eat because it's not the best place. So, unfortunately, we both gained a little weight this week. It happens from time to time.
I would say we didn't lose or gain, but, it was very close.
The scales do show that we gained a few, what are they, ounces?
Tenths of a pound.
Tenths of a pound. We gained a few of those back. It's always disappointing when that happens, but it's part of it. It just is. Now, of course, there might have been some contribution to that. I wasn't the best person this week. I had a few items I shouldn't have had, and you probably...
Yeah, we shared a dessert a couple of times that we shouldn't have had.
And that also happens.
It happens.
So expect it. Just always keep a frame of mind that you're still on the program, and that you're going to get right back on it, and you're not going to bring stuff into the house that's bad for you and things like that, right? So that's how you handle that kind of thing.
So today's episode, we want to talk about side effects or unexpected problems or benefits that have arisen from the diet or losing weight. So what have you experienced that you did not expect from the diet or losing weight?
One thing, I like spicy food. And before I got on the diet, I would eat that and would have a lot of problems with indigestion and heartburn. What I used to do before I got on the diet is I would eat spicy food, which I love. And I would have a lot of problems with indigestion and heartburn. But since I've been on this program, I've still had some spicy food, but I've hardly had any indigestion or anything like that for like 3 months. So the benefit there is less pain there, and you don't have to buy a lot of OTC stuff.
So do you think that's from eating better? Eating the good carbs and the bad?
Yes.
Not the good carbs and the good fats?
Yeah, because the spiciness a lot of times comes from sauces.
No, you're having all the sauces. You can have almost all the sauces.
The sauces on enchiladas, the sauce on spaghetti.
But you're not having the carbs from that either.
Right, and that's the point. Okay. A lot of that's been cut back. And what about you?
I've been getting cold in my hands, especially at work. Arms and hands get cold spontaneously. It's very odd.
I don't know if that's related or not. If you guys know if that's a relation.
It's really odd in October. In August, July, August in Texas. It's hot here. It's just gotten really hot for the first time, and I'm cold indoors. Have you had any good things? Well, you mentioned that was a good thing. What about any bad things that have happened?
A bad thing. I don't know. It's a mixed blessing, I suppose. When you have to buy more clothes, that's a good thing, but yet that's a bad thing because you have to spend money that we're counting on.
Right.
But the really big bad thing for me is having to change and adjust to what I eat. And a little bit, sometimes that becomes upsetting to me. When I can't have something I really want, and it's me. I'm saying to myself, I can't have that because I know it's not good for me. But then there's this mental thing that goes on saying, now wait a minute, you're a grown adult, you can have that. No, I can't. You see?
Well, you have to get to the point where you can say, I can have that. It's just I can only have this much, or I should only have this much, or I should give up this other thing later if I do that. So
that's stuff you
have to balance it out.
You do. You have to deal with all that.
Well, the other thing, this is a little adult, but one of the benefits of losing weight, I think, is I have seen an increase in sex drive, which you may wonder, how did I notice that?
That's actually true. I think that's documented, actually.
Yeah.
That's actually documented. And then there are areas of the body that, there's less fat, is on things are more accentuated, shall we say? Yeah. So all of that, you can find that in studies all over the place.
The last time we did the Atkins diet and I was losing weight, I ran into the opposite problem. I had lost sex drive. But I did some research on that at the time, and the only explanation I could really find was that estrogen is stored in fat, and when you're burning fat, you're releasing that estrogen back into your body. So
Okay.
I don't know.
If you guys or ladies have anything to add to that, let us know.
I know that it benefits women, when they lose the weight and the estrogens, going back through their bodies, they are more fertile. They can become, they're more likely to get pregnant after they've lost some weight.
So there's a great
But
reason.
for men, I don't know. Men sometimes have other problems when they start getting too much estrogen. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that was one of the things I was experiencing then. Not experiencing it now.
That's good. That's a good thing for this program. So, well, enjoy the show, and we'll see you in a few minutes, right? Okay, and cereal. We can have cereal and hot cereal too on South Beach once you're in phase 2. And I chose just the store brand of old-fashioned oats. It's important that it's old-fashioned and not quick oats. And so let's look at the fiber count on the back of this. I'll let Tommy. Can you see it okay?
4 grams of dietary fiber, 2 grams of soluble fiber, and 2 grams of insoluble fiber.
Yeah.
And 5 grams of protein, so it's
very good. Very good source of protein and fiber. And then back away and get this cereal here. Now, he didn't mention total specifically in his book, but I think this is a fine choice because it's very high in fiber and vitamins, and it's whole grain, which is big. That's what you're interested in. So we could take a look at the label, which is right here, and Tommy could point out the important things, like the fiber and the protein.
let's see.
And the sugars. That's
3 grams of dietary fiber, 5 grams of sugars. And those are probably going to be natural sugars more than added sugars.
Right, because this is a non-sweetened cereal.
And there's basically no fat, 0.5 grams of total fat.
Right. So I always get a cereal that's no sugar added.
Today we're going to talk about Edy's or Dryers, depending on what part of the country you're in. The slow churn, rich and creamy vanilla almond ice cream bars. These are kind of a mixed deal. We're not going to positively recommend them. We're going to recommend them with a warning. They taste really good, but they're a little higher in calories than you really want for a snack on the South Beach diet. They are 150 calories per bar. You should really want to keep it around 75, and a lot of the South Beach products are around 100, so this is, double or 50% more.
A little excessive there, huh?
So 9 grams of fat, a little high in fat, and dairy fat is something you want to avoid on the South Beach diet. It's got 8 grams of sugar alcohol, which is another thing that may give you problems, so we're recommending this with caution. They taste really good, they're really rich and creamy, but it's a little more expensive calorie-wise and fat-wise and sugar alcohol-wise than you really want.
It's like it'd be a great treat. Really rare treat, right?
Yeah, there's only 6 bars, so
yeah.
if you can manage to eat only half a bar, that would be good. But I don't think anybody can do that.
Well, let's add to that, because part of the problem that we've experienced lately is buying a product like ice cream without checking the label first. We would just see on the front, no sugar added.
Light and no sugar added. So
yeah.
That should be good, right?
You would think, until you look at the label.
Right.
Then that's when you find out it's not really that light. I mean, it probably is compared to the real deal, but still, you have to watch that stuff, don't you, Tom?
So one of those other brands that you told me we weren't going to talk about, it had only 100 calories per bar. Mm-hmm. So we'll probably get some more of those, and we'll talk about those in another episode.
So watch your labels. Lesson learned.
Thanks for joining us this week. If you want to get in touch with us, you can visit our website at twofatbears.libsyn.com.
Or as always, you can email us at twofatbears at
gmail.com.
At gmail.com. And it's 40 days away now for our trip.
Yeah, 40 days till we leave for our cruise to Alaska.
We've got a couple of ideas for upcoming programs, one including
grilling. So yeah, we'll go out to the backyard next time and show you some ideas on the grill.
Mm-hmm. And so in the meanwhile, stay cool wherever you are. We'll try to do that.
Yeah.
It's hot right now. So that's it for this week, right?
Yep.
And so we'll see you next time.
In 10 days. So.
Yep, 10 days.
Harry's Weight, episode 16, 207.0.
And that is up a little bit.
Oh.
Oh. Eh?
269.8. Are you recording?
I am.
269.8, up just a tiny bit, probably like 2 or 4 points of a pound.
Okay, not as much as me.